What does this decision mean for the future of our universities in our area and what their racial and ethnic makeup will look like? Melissa Kim joins us now with how some local students and professors are reacting to the decision. What did they share with you?
Well, Leslie, it's actually kind of difficult to find people who wanted to talk about this. But what I did notice in talking to students, professors, and lawmakers today is that this is an issue that people want to be thoughtful and well educated about before they voice their opinion. But what they all agree on is that this decision is going to change how students apply and choose which colleges they decide to go to.
Obviously, it's a really terrifying decision.
Isabel Jernigan is a junior at North Carolina Central University, a historically black college, a choice that she made because she wanted to experience a different perspective.
I've been exposed to so much more than I would have been if I chose to go to a predominantly white university. And I'm really grateful for it.
She disagrees with the Supreme Court's ruling on affirmative action because
it's just like shutting people down and closing people out.
Meanwhile, Maryland Congressman Glenn Ivey, who represents Prince George's County, was not happy with the Supreme Court's decision.
I was disappointed but not surprised,
saying it will change the landscape of what student populations look like, especially at schools where the acceptance rate is less than 5%, like Harvard, where the congressman is an alum.
I think it could have some impact on, how many people get into, for example, the highly selective schools.
But what will this do in the big picture of education in America? Well, according to Professor Jamil Jaffer at the Antonin Scalia School of Law at George Mason University, it further highlights the inequities among students based on socioeconomics.
What we have to recognize as a nation is that we are not treating everybody the same way when it comes to their educational opportunities, right? And we can't just solve for that problem when you get to college through a race-based methodology.
Which could have a trickle-down effect on schools like Thomas Jefferson High School for Science and Technology in Alexandria. WUSA 9 followed this story closely for years. A federal appeals court upheld the constitutionality of a new admissions policy that critics said discriminated against Asian American students.
To the extent that race is a critical factor in deciding who gets or doesn't get into TJ, that may have to change as well.
Now, Congressman Ivey, who was a member of the bipartisan HBCU caucus, also mentioned that historically black colleges and universities are preparing to have more applicants and, as a result, have more students attend HBCUs.
Yeah, those are some of the finest institutions in the country, too. All right, Melissa, thank you so much.